Ladies and gentlemen, it's Titoclock. So please welcome your host, James Deacon.
Are we live? Because if we're live, we're having dramas here. We're having dramas. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, X? Am I coming across?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness for that, because we're late because of the dramas, and I'm really sorry. Trying our best here to get this all happening, but oh dear. It's tech is not our friend on this show. You know that. So I'm gonna actually even try to unplug this, because I think this is the one causing a lot of grief. There you go. So welcome to the show, everybody. Sorry we're late. This is a little kind of out of our hands. We're doing some tech dramas here, but we still got a big show, and we got some really super awesomely cool raffles to do in just a little while. So thanks for joining us. Let's do a quick greeting and shout out and see who's where and what's going on. I'm sure Mayanne's tuned in. Is Mayanne tuned in?
Yes.
All right, excellent. We also got the regular Titoclockers all tuned in. Let's give them a bit of a shout out. This is just disastrous. I'm sorry about the microphone now. I think we're not operating on. It's okay? Okay, well, thanks for that.
Background music.
No background music today. We're off. We're off. It's we're barely lucky to get a camera working today and a microphone, so we won't be running with background music. But what we can run with is, of course, the latest in headlines. For that, thankfully, we don't need tech. We got the good old-fashioned human behind there, and for that, we need Chris. Chris, how you doing, and what you got for us?
Hey. Hello, Tito James. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday, my fellow Tito Clockers. This is Chris for your Tito Clock News. Senator Sonny Angara said specific provisions of the Bayanihan II Law and Republic Act 11519, which extended the availability of its funds until June 30, remain in effect past its expiration. Benefits of the law include the compensation for those who contract COVID-19 in line of duty, special risk allowance, actual hazard duty pay for those serving in the front lines, medical expense coverage in case of exposure to COVID or work-related injury or disease, and the provision of life insurance, accommodation, transportation, and meals. Angara, who sponsored the Bayanihan II Law and Republic Act 11519, is presently the chair of the Senate Committee on Finance. He said support to health workers must continue at least until the state of national emergency is lifted by the president. Under Bayanihan II, public and private health workers who contract COVID-19 while in line of duty are compensated as follows: 15,000 pesos in case of sickness for a mild or moderate case, 100,000 pesos for severe and critical cases, and 1 million pesos in case of death. The government has increased the allowed operating capacity for meetings, incentives, conventions, and exhibition or MICE event venues, indoor tourist attractions, and gyms in the National Capital Region or NCR, Bulacan, and Rizal. Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez said MICE events in eligible venue establishments in the three areas can now operate at 40% capacity, up from 30% previously. For indoor tourist attractions, historical sites, and museums, the allowed operational capacity is now at 40%, higher than the previous 20%. While for social events and private gatherings, the allowed operating capacity remains at 10%. Gyms and fitness centers in the three areas may now operate at 40% capacity from 20% previously. As for other indoor non-contact sports courts or venues, the allowed operational capacity is 50%, higher than the previous 30%. Lopez said all these activities, however, are not allowed yet in Laguna and Cavite. Establishments should continue to observe the minimum public health safety standards and protocols. Hundreds of vaccinated foreign tourists arrive on the Thai resort island of Phuket on Thursday. They are the first visitors to its beaches and golf courses under a pilot program designed to revive a tourism industry devastated by the pandemic. Under the Phuket Sandbox Plan, foreign tourists vaccinated against COVID-19 will not have to spend any time in quarantine and can move around the island freely. After 14 days, provided 3 coronavirus tests they must take are negative, they can travel elsewhere in the country. 400 people were expected to arrive in Phuket on the first day that flights resumed from Israel, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, and Singapore. Millions of people visited Phuket every year before the pandemic. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha flew to the island to oversee the reopening. Chan-o-cha stressed the success of Phuket would pave the way for a larger reopening of Thailand's borders scheduled for October. The Philippine contingent for the Tokyo Summer Games increased to 19 after the qualification of 2 swimmers. Luke Gabby and Remedy Rule both clinched their spots in the quadrennial today via the International Olympic Committee's universality standard. This was confirmed by Philippine Swimming Incorporated, the national governing body of aquatic sports in the country. Gabby and Rule caught the Olympic bus after tallying the highest number of FINA points in the country. Rule will be competing in the women's 200-meter butterfly and the 200-meter freestyle. Gabby will compete in the men's 100-meter and 50-meter freestyle. They completed the cast for the Philippines in the delayed Summer Games. Joining them are pole vaulter EJ Obiena, gymnast Carlos Yulo, boxers Yumir Marshall, Irish Magno, Carlo Paalam, and Nesty Petesio, rower Chris Nievares, shooter Jason Valdez, judoka Kiyomi Watanabe, Jin Kurt Barbosa, golfers Juvic Pagunsan, Yuka Sasso, and Bianca Pagdanganan, weightlifters Heidelin Diaz and Elreen Ando, sprinter Christina Knott, and skateboarder Marjillian Dedal. Those were today's headlines. Now let's get Tito James's feedback on the inbox. That is if he gets his video up again. I think it's okay.
It's up.
There you go. Oh, yay. I thought I was going to comment on the inbox alone. I got nervous. X was messaging me and she said you might have to stretch and you might need to comment on the inbox. So, yes.
I was running while
right.
we were doing the news. I was running around under the table with wires and
Sorry.
So, okay, what you got there?
Okay, so the first one we have is the NLEX northbound buildup from Mindanao interchange to Mekawayan today.
I posted this now in my stories. I had to speed it up like 6 times the speed.
Yeah.
It was too long.
It was too long.
So this is going towards heading out of Manila, right? And this is northbound.
Yes. Going to Bulacan, going to Ilocos region.
What was the reason for it? Did they say was it an accident? Was it did they require face shields? Did they stop?
I'm pretty sure they do. They did require face shields and medical certificates from all the travelers.
No, but this is sucks, man. This is really bad. Look at it. Look at this. Look how long the guy's been driving. That's why I have to speed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Save some time.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you're in the area, this was just sent to us like less than an hour ago.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
You got it. Next up, we have the muntik na. Okay. Ang blood pressure, Tito James, hinga-hinga. Again, pace yourself. Let's look at this video. Mm-hmm. There we go. Wait lang, may rewind pa yan.
Meron ba?
Yeah, may rewind pa yan and slow-mo version. Grabe nag-effort si Kuya.
What do we watch? Okay, green.
So, green light. Okay. Yeah.
Kuya, yung armor, yun. Taxi.
And then,
oh my God, gas. Oh my golly, gas.
At syempre, huli.
Look at you, baby.
Whoever owns this taxi.
This is where I
Huli.
see on contact apprehension, but I do have issues, and I do want to talk about that later. So remind me, someone.
Yeah. People
Okay.
people on your side will remind you.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You won't be there anymore.
Yeah. Next up, we have the multitasking 101. Let's learn from Kuya. I think it's a photo.
My camera's so dark today. What's he doing? Oh my gosh.
I thought it was him like playing with his double mask, but I look closely.
Oh, what is
It's
so?
a phone.
It's a
The,
oh.
the
Yeah,
the
because
black thing by his
Kuya
face.
doesn't, he doesn't have a helmet. And then yeah,
Hmm.
I thought, okay, that's bad enough. I didn't, and then yes, I thought he was pulling his mask down. Yung pala,
Yeah.
na gano, hello Shopee.
Hello. Yes. Maybe there's a delivery. I don't know.
What? Oh my God. Okay, go
Hi,
next.
Kuya.
You know there's
Next.
something, right? I'm facing. Trying not to
Yes.
react.
Face yourself. Face yourself, Tito. Next, we have turn signal design of 2021. This is what you call manual signal.
Is that a hand?
Yes. I had to replay it just to get it. Like, what's happening?
Oh God, I shouldn't laugh. It's so bad. This is so funny though.
Yeah.
God, I saw that correctly, right? I'm not imagining it. He stuck his hand out of the backlight. Is that?
Yes.
Wait, is this in the Philippines? Um,
Uh,
do you know if it's in the Philippines?
it looks like,
It's
but
a plate.
I'm not sure with the plate.
If it has no plate, then it's the Philippines for sure.
Yeah, it's probably it.
Oh my God, that is that is
Improvised.
tragically funny. Tragic.
Yes. Speaking of improvised, next one we have is the box type Lambo. And
Mm.
I'm thinking this was invented by the descendants of Fred Flintstone. Not sure.
Oh,
Maybe.
wait, I like
Really
that.
cool though.
What happens
Yeah.
if I close it? What the? That's actually, you know what?
Diba?
Funny as it is, you gotta give the guy some credit. I mean, okay,
I know.
it's not something I'd buy, right? But
Yeah.
well, there's still a lot of work in that, right?
Yes.
That's the Kuya, man. I think that's
Very creative.
really awesome. I mean, again, I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah.
That's
And
just
don't use it on the highways.
that is so
Diba?
funny.
Cool
Oh my
yan.
God.
Cool yan. Ang galing ng gumawa nito. I
And you
think
know,
my
the
friend would
cop
do it for
if
her
the
son.
cop stopped you, right? I mean, technically, they said, "Sir, do you have any papers for this car?" Well, it's made out of paper.
Just present it. Yeah, this is made of paper. What are you talking about?
I don't need papers for the car. I made it out of paper.
It's true, right?
Oh man, that's
Okay.
funny. Funny episode too.
Last but not the least, Tita James, we have good night, sleep tight,
Cardboard car.
cardboard car made of paper. No need
Okay,
for
I
paper.
wonder if this guy doubles up with foot signals too, because you know our standards now we're getting higher. We're not impressed anymore. You know, do something with the feet, man. We ain't
Yeah.
impressed.
You're not moving, you're just
Again,
sleeping.
I mean, I shouldn't. Yeah, it's always tricky because you shouldn't laugh because it's a road safety issue. But my
Hmm.
goodness, if I do a vessel for every time I saw something wrong on the road, we would not have our Fridays together. I'll tell you that much. I would
Yeah.
be doing it from a padded cell somewhere in Mandaluyong or somewhere wherever they hold those types of people padded cells nowadays. But yeah. Well,
Nabuang
thank
na
you.
lang.
You managed
Thank
to get to
you.
Friday without getting,
Oh yeah, me and X, we work hard. Thank you so much, Tita James. Thank you to the whole crew of Tito Clock. Thank you, everybody. Let's all have a fantabulous weekend. Avoid kamote people, but always choose happiness with some sugar rush. Stay safe, healthy, and hydrated. This is Chris. See you guys. Bye.
and that was Chris with the latest in headlines for us. Thank you very much, Chris. And as we always like to say with Chris, well, we've always been a community show. So if you do like Chris's voice and you do want to sort of, I'm trying to do something while I'm talking to you, so I'm sorry about that. We've just got, it's part of my dramas here with the tech. It's almost solved, but not quite. So with Chris, if you like her voice, whatever, great. She's a voice talent. You can see what she does. She sings, she does Christmas parties, etc. And she's our resident newscaster over here. But hit her up on her IG. It's flashing across the thing if you want to book her for any of those. And that's how we sort of spread the love around and keep the community growing. Okay, now we have everybody's other favorite everything of the day, which is our Free Plug Friday. But I'm still having a little bit of dramas here with my computer, so you got to give me a second. I don't know why Mercury's in retrograde today for me. I don't know if it's Taal, I don't know what's going on, but I do know that no Titoclock would be complete without the drama, but I am committed to fixing this for you there. Okay, I'm almost there. So talk among yourselves. We'll be half a minute here at the most, and then we can get everything going. It's telling me I have exactly 2 minutes to buy until we can hit everyone's favorite segment, which is basically called Free Plug Friday. Now, all the regulars know about it, but just in case you've just joined us and you're new to the show, it's a little segment that we started last year in the beginning of the pandemic, just to be able to give small businesses a little bit of exposure for free so that they don't have to spend on that while they're getting back on their feet or pivoting into something new. As we all know, we've all had to do it. And so we are right here with you with a little program that just gives you that support that you need and tries to put it out to a wider audience. So if you see something you like in the Free Plug Friday, it would make somebody's day if you ordered from them or you just took an interest or at least made an inquiry if you were interested in the item, because that's how we get these things started. We start small, we start local, and we continue the ripple effect until it grows out. There's a lot to adjust to in this whole new world, and let's not make making a living one of those bigger ones. Let's help each other by just supporting each other. And there are some really great finds in there. Personally, I found some of the nicest things that I've gotten in the studio, which I take a lot of time and pride in collecting little things here and there, because it is the whole personality of everything that we do. Titoclock is in, if we had a physical space, it's here. And I'm always on the lookout for things, and you'd be surprised just how many stuff came from Free Plug Friday that we actually ordered. You know, some of them are kind enough to send them as little gifts, but when we can, we'll go and we'll order it because we want to support. And I hope that you do too, because it's all part of how we get things going. Okay, it's 1 minute 49 seconds in case you think it's just, there's a progress bar I'm staring at here. And then I also want to talk to you guys about something a little bit before the raffle, about the non-contact apprehension program that they have in the city of Manila, especially. We've had this discussion online. We did interview some people from the technology side and, of course, from the Manila Traffic Bureau side as well. And we had a lot of questions. Now, we just wanted to bring up some items that, you know, we are getting more. And after that podcast, we're getting a lot more basically feedback from people telling us some of the concerns that they have. Overall, it's a good program, but there are certain concerns that people have that need to be addressed. So we'll be talking about that just a little bit after Free Plug Friday and just before the raffle. And the only other thing I wanted to sort of get out, because it's going to be a slightly shorter show today for obvious reasons. The other thing I wanted to get out also was pretty exciting news also coming in from the LTO. Never thought you'd start a show like that, right? But these guys are actually, you know, they're everybody's favorite whipping agency. I guess we love to sort of pick on them because all the things that they do wrong, but every now and again they do something right. And I've been given some background into their whole automated system now, the LTMS system that they've employed from Germany to try to get this whole thing digitized and centralized properly for a change. Because we've always had these false starts with digitizing the licensing system here. And now looks like we finally have the technology in place to be able to do that and be on par with the rest of the world as far as at least standards go for centralized licensing. We'll be talking about that in a little while, but right now, let's kick it off with everybody's favorite part of the Titoclock, which is Free Plug Friday. And for that, we need X. X, what you got there in the box for us, X? Nothing's happening? Okay. Nothing? Okay, so that's something's not working there, is it, right? Okay. All right, let's try it again. Let's try it again, shall we? So we got that going on. Let's try it again. No? Oh, dear. It says on my side it's working, but apparently it's not on your side. Okay. I've got an idea. Give me 2 seconds and I will go into I was going to say plan C, but it's already plan Z by now. I think we're that deep into the dramas here. Give me a second. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and is it working? No, where's X? X is in the other room. She's in the in her office. She's so yabang now. She has an office with a door and everything, and a little door for Rocket. Yeah. And now she's lording it over, and now I got no one to help me when I got these dramas because she's in another room. And the worst part, she can hear me. So, well, my backup didn't work. So I will try the last possible backup, and if this. See, that's going to work. So it's obviously something with my computer system here. So here is Free Plug Friday. Sorry about everything, folks. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and.
Hi, Tito James. We actually have a lot of sermons again. But before we go there, I just want to say hi to all the Titoclockers. Welcome to another edition of Free Plug Friday. Anyway, guys, you can't start Free Plug Friday without coffee. Of course, Brew That Cafe started back in 2020 as a way to pivot during the pandemic, and at the same time, they also wanted to start a business that supports our local farmers as well. Tito James, just look how creative these guys are.
I thought they were flowers.
Me too. And I thought that was a money bouquet.
Yeah, there's a money bouquet thing going around as well.
Yeah.
Hey, this is the next best thing, because they say money can't buy happiness, right? But it can buy coffee, and that's the next best thing.
Exactly. And Tito James, since it's also, we just recently concluded Pride Month, they also made a Pride bundle to celebrate Pride Month to the people.
How does that work? I want to see that. Does that have the rainbow colors on it, I guess?
Oh yes, James. It's a set, actually.
Okay.
French press, grounds, and Tito James, they actually have a surprise for the followers, Tito James, for Titoclockers.
What? What's that?
Well, Tito James, there's only one way to say it. It's raffle time! Guys, leave some coffee emojis down below or some pride colors.
Yeah, pride colors will do.
Pride colors we do with coffee. If you want to get a chance to win a pride bundle from Brew That Cafe. So hope you can check the products out. They have coffee drip, ground, and beans available that come in different flavors. Hope you can check them out. Brew That Cafe on Facebook and Instagram. Next, Tito James, similar to Brew That Cafe, GS One Stop Shop also started back in 2020 to adjust to the demands of the pandemic, and one of which has been online selling since everyone's been online during that whole time. So they sell almost a whole range of products and goodies until they decided to even launch their own skincare brand that has a price range between 145 to 385 pesos, guys. So hope you can check them out. GS One Stop Shop on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we go to Beth's Homemade Goodies. So Beth's Homemade Goodies offers desserts like banana bread loaf, choco butternut loaf, and vegan dark chocolate oatmeal cookies. And they make custom cakes as well. Price is 170 pesos for the choco butternut loaf, 180 pesos for the banana bread, and 230 pesos for the dark chocolate oatmeal cookies. Hope you can check them out. That's Homemade Goodies on Facebook. Next, Tito James, this is interesting because our next Frequent Friday entry also started back in October 2020. But this one is a passion project. So Collins offers homemade artisan hams, or more popularly known as ham visals, that are made of 100% pure meat with no extenders. So they sent over their plain, cheese, and cheese ham visal. How do you find it, Tito James?
Well, it's a good old-fashioned treat. It's something very familiar to me because, I'm always in Australia, you always eat a lot of sandwiches and stuff like that. So it was nice. I mean, look, you got the nice mix going on there, and you got the ham is a little sweet, so it's not.
Really?
Yeah, meaning it's like the Adelina style. I don't know if it's Adelina style, but it's not like it didn't taste like that processed ham.
Oh.
Sometimes if it's pandesal, it's kind of like it almost looks like it just came out of a printer.
Well, too bad I can try it myself.
But this one is like a real ham.
Wow. Well, too bad, guys. I hope you guys can check it out since I don't eat beef and pork. Price is 200 pesos for a box of 4 pieces, 330 pesos for a box of 6, and 660 pesos for a box of 12 ham visas. Hope you can check them out. Collins on Facebook and Instagram. Next, we go to Wicks and Watch. So Wicks and Watch offers hand-poured scented candles made of 100% soy wax, as well as other home fragrances. So Tito James, they sent over some perfume diffusers, scented candles, and these scented candles actually remind me of the different houses in Harry Potter movies. Tito James, just look at these. Salazar, Godric. So we all know that that's like Slytherin, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, and Hufflepuff. But anyway, guys, tell me, Tito James, how did you find the scent?
Okay, I did try only so far the chocolate peppermint coffee one. Is it?
Yes.
It's delicious.
Wow, delicious.
It was delicious.
Actually tasted.
Yes, you can. It's really strong. It's meaning you can just have one candle. Normally I use like 4 or 5 massage or something like that. I just tried one candle because I wanted to experience the different scents and flavors on its own. I didn't want to mix and match. And the first one I've tried is the chocolate one, and it's yummy. It smelled yummy.
Interesting. As for me, I tried the lid and spray, and I like the smell of the Waikiki Beach and the Sea Island Cotton. It just smelled refreshing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I tried the other one. You tried Waikiki and which one?
And the Sea Island Cotton.
I tried the last one. There's 3, right?
Yes.
And it just smelled fresh and clean.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So that was the apple grapefruit.
Okay, that's it.
That's the one. Anyways, they also even sent a candle. Tito James, get this. This particular candle can emit 3 different scents depending on which layer is burning. Imagine that. Inception. Imagine that. So the top, middle, and base both have different scents of their own. How cool is that? So anyway, guys, hope you can check them out. Wix and Watch on Facebook, Instagram, and Shopee. Last but not least, we go to Jelly M1 masks. So Tito James, weren't there some people who said that the face recognition function on their phones stopped working ever since they all wore face masks?
So this solves that problem?
Well, Tito James, yes, we have a solution for that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Try that out?
Well, Jelly M1 says that since they provide transparent masks.
So what's okay? So it's for that. That's for face recognition.
Yes.
All right.
Face recognition. Apart from that, of course, it offers two-way filtration that offers up to 99% efficiency in filtering air that we are all inhaling and exhaling. So it's not just the fashion sense, but you also get the.
So you get the smile.
The smile.
That's what I think is the biggest selling point here for me. So you can see somebody's smile, although you can see a real smile through the eyes. But it gives a reinforcement when you see a.
Just look at your face there.
That was the problem they were trying to address. But you told me that unlocks phones. Well, we'll try that after the show.
Yeah. Hey, well, how did you find the one you were wearing, Tito James?
You know, it's. I'll be honest, it's a little odd for me, but I do know people who prefer to have that, be able to see their mouth or a smile, etc. I didn't have any problem though with the breathing and stuff. So they have a filtration system. So you have to put in the inserts.
Yes.
And basically that's what will filter out. But it's different, put it that way. I mean, if you want your face to be seen, then definitely
This is the mask.
solution for you. Yeah.
Exactly. So guys, each box comes with a set that has replaceable filters that are up to that are anyway guys, each box comes with a set of filters that are replaceable and good up to 10 days usage, a cleaning cloth, well as the things that you put around your ears. And they have in 3 different colors, just like the one Tito James was wearing and the one that I was wearing. So they have Arctic, the cherry, and the midnight. And Tito James, price is 1,200 pesos. But just for today, Tito James, we are going to raffle time! Alright guys, the folks from Jelly M1 Masks are giving away one of each color to 3 lucky Titoclockers. 3 lucky Titoclockers walk away with a color of their choice of the Jelly M1 mask. And all you need to do is
A mask emoji.
yeah, mask emoji, guys.
Yeah,
Put a mask emoji down there.
We do have one.
Alright guys, so hope you can check them out. Jelly M1 Masks on Facebook and Instagram. Well, that's all we have for this week's edition of Free Plug Friday. Stay safe and always sanitize the clockers. This is X. Peace out. Happy weekend. Bye.
Woo! My goodness! This thing's gonna get me older than my crypto account. I tell you, I'm gonna stress out and look older than when I check all my crypto. This stress of all this tech. I'm super sorry about this, but if it's any consolation, I'm a lot more freaked out than you guys are. Lots more stress happening behind the scenes here as we try to work it out. So let's just get through the rest of the show as quickly as we can without any more dramas. That's Free Plug Friday, and I hope you find something that you like in there because it will really help out somebody in the community who's just getting started. So if you wanted to also be a part of the Free Plug Friday, you can send us a message here on Deaconitis on the Instagram account, and X will put you into the schedule as soon as she gets that. So there's a little bit of a backlog, but as we always say, sometimes you can get a little lucky. Sometimes somebody just drops out and you get advanced up. So first come, first served. Anyway, so before we hit the raffle, which is we've got 3 to get through, 3 separate ones. As we did say, there's some pretty big ones today, pretty awesome prizes. Just a super quick thing about the the automated system, should I say, or the non-contact violation system in Manila. What we're trying to do right now is we're trying to work with the city of Manila, with also the technology provider, to try to solve these problems, because we're getting more and more comments since that podcast. And one today that we were trying to sort out was basically a motorist who, there was no sign on the road, and he had basically gotten, I think, 2 weeks worth of fines every day, going through an area where it wasn't signed, and so he didn't know he was committing a violation. And now the fine's somewhere around 50,000. It's because it's every day, and the problem is by the time the post office send the messages, he ends up being, is this it? Is this the actual? No, or is this just a? Okay, I thought this was like the person we were helping today, but yeah, it's just something that if you have a situation you want to just let us know about, because we're going to try to put this all together for the city of Manila and try to show them, listen, we do support the idea. I think it's a great idea in principle and theory. I mean, to remove the human element out of it is always going to be good for corruption. It's going to minimize it, but it does present a new problem as well, which we can't be oblivious to, or we can't just dismiss, because just like with Facebook, you know, how we now talk to robots. Yes, when they censor you or when they punish you or whatever, if you are against the community guidelines, that's fine, right? The AI will pick it up, and then the bots will basically flag you. But when they get it wrong, because they don't understand nuance, it can be a very frustrating experience. So that's what we're trying to avoid with your traffic experience or non-contact violations in cities like Manila or everywhere they're rolling it out, because it just can't be. There's nuance sometimes involved. That's the one? Yes. All right. So he's got 5 violations. And another one. So now you're able to check it online, but you see, you don't know that until you get your first notice in the mail. And so if you don't know, sometimes when your mail comes in, you've got 13 or 14 or 15, in this case it's 13 fines in a row, and you're like, what the, come on, had I known? And it's something like that we just want to make sure it's fair. It's not that nobody wants to get away with it and everyone's saying, oh, I just don't want to be fined. Or it's not that. It's just about being fair. Okay, well, let's leave it at that for now, because let's kick into the raffle in case we have more tech dramas. I don't want it to affect the raffle. So let's kick it off. And for that, is that raffle dog, does he have any tech with him, or is he just oral organic and hair, and he's just all hair? And let me just get him. Surely he won't break down, okay? Come here, raffle dog. Yes.
Oh no. Oh no, he's not.
You are so sungit now, you know? Look at him, he's so sungit. Oh, and then he sees the camera, he's like, hi everyone, I'm here to draw. But you know, when I went to pick him up, he was growling, he was angry, he was, oh. And now he sees his fans and he's like, hi guys, you don't want to see that other side of me. Right, Rocket? I'm going to expose you. Okay, so Rocket, our raffle dog, is going to draw out 3 really cool prizes. Are you ready, Rocket? Which one? What's going on? What's going on, Rocket? Now that you have your own room, you're all, look at him. He wants to go back to his own room. So we don't have raffle music as well. It's part of the same drama that we had with the Free Plug Friday stuff. So Rocket, you're going to have to go without raffle music. You're just going to have to press. You ready? Or you might want to lick that camera, that button there. Ready? Every time. As soon as it happens, big yawn. Big yawn from the Rocket. Yay! Angela! This is for the coffee bundle. This is also close to the mask. Man Cortez. Did you also put the lamp in there? Did you also put the lamp? Is there? Woo! Okay. We also have that beautiful lamp that I want to tell you a great story about. So, ready for the next one, Rocket?
Show them a picture first.
Okay. A picture of the... Do you have one? Okay. Well, X will show you a picture of the lamp. There you go. Look at that beautiful piece of... And this one is very interesting because the guy who... The backstory here is basically... This was a surprise gone wrong, and it was for me, and I met the guy who made it. Anyway, when I posted this, just to, you know, because I really liked it, I said, oh, this is so awesome, posted it, tagged him. He got so flooded with orders, he was completely overwhelmed that he ran out of materials. And one guy went and wanted to order the same one, again, as like other people were. And he said, look, I really would love to do it, but I can't because I don't have any more fuel pumps left. And he goes, well, I just have no gas stations. So boom, he gave him like 30 of them, and he's just been making them. And he just wanted to give back to the community by raffling one off. So this goes to one lucky person. Hi. Oh, sorry, Rocket. So did you like that story, Rocket, about the, there it is. This is for the lamp? Desk lamp. It's really cool. Yeah, and I love little things that are very individual, you know, that tell a story, or somebody, you know, somebody's story is buried in the item. Like this guy, here, and he kept making stuff out of old things. He fixed on an old staircase from a house in Manila, and so it looks really nice. You know, it's very rugged. And Krilenko Geslani, you are the big winner of that. So congratulations, man. You won something really nice. And I mean, it's really a special piece. And that's it, right? X? One more?
Fans.
Oh, the fan! Of course. Wow, the fan was big. That was a massive one today. People seem to love the desk fan. And I don't blame them, you know. It's X is using the same fan in her office over there. And it's really cool. It's remote control. And it's really sleek. It's nice and black and all that, so it blends with the furniture or the decor there. And there's that USB tower there you can see on the left over here. So nice. Ready, Rocket? Come on, Rocket. Just one last and you're off the hook. One last. Come on, Rocket. You can do it. Come on, Rocket. save us from all our tech woes. Ryan Brown. Rivaldo. Not sure how to pronounce that, but you are the big winner of the. And Raleigh Morales, you won the other. Congratulations, guys. Rocket says congratulations. He also says goodbye and see you next week, and be kind to one another, and don't forget to sanitize and all the other things. And yeah, basically that's it. He's out of words, he's out of breath, and he's overwhelmed by the whole thing. So goodbye, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Till then, stay safe. Bye.
Fancy meeting you in my internet. Couldn't help but notice your smile, while everybody else around us is surfing about. Can we just stop and chat a while? Get away from these gray and boring, lonesome days of our quarantine. Early yet to say what lies ahead. It's just the first day of the rest of our lives. Love could be waiting at the end of this quarantine. Let's stop and talk a while. Let's stop